Hey guys, welcome back to T2SMC Trader. How are you all? If you can hear me, just let me know. If everything is okay. Richman, you have to watch the study playlist over there. I have already explained that liquidity and fair value gap concepts. So as I'm doing a long time, the streaming, thus I'm making it little more informative according to my knowledge. But the easy thing that means by using the liquidity and fair value gap, we have already done it long time ago. So if you study the study folder, you will get all the concepts over there. So make sure that you have watched them. By the way, can you hear me? You can hear me, just let me know that. Outlander, I cannot stay today, have some things to do. Okay, Outlander, see you brother, see you. Good morning, cat lover. Hey Ninath, hey Ninath. Mahdi, sound is great. Jonathan, clear, everything is clear. Would love to wait one more minute for other to join. Richman, if you got your answer or reply, just let me know if it is understandable or not. You don't need to focus all of this information. This is just for learning more. But if you need something very easy, just study the study folder, because over there I have already explained how to use 15-minute chart and 1-minute chart, only the fair value gap and the liquidity. That's all you need, nothing else. Shraddha, good morning. Al Mahmoudi, walaikum salam, brother. How are you all? A new day. Guys, don't forget to push the like button before starting the stream. Hey Ahmad Ahmed, how are you, brother? Good morning to all, good afternoon, good evening. So 9 a.m. New York local time. I really don't want to waste a little more time, start to talk about this price action again. Guys, whatever I'm doing here now, it's all about the price action now, not the easy way to trade or something. It's kind of the thing I'm keep doing every day so that you guys can be habituated with this to understand the price action every single day, every single place. Not just one swing, not just something. Every single where you will be able to read the price. It doesn't mean that you're going to take the entry in every single leg. No, it's not like that. You are just reading the price action. When you should take the entry and how you should take the entry, I have explained them to our YouTube channel in the study folder. Please study that. Everything will be clear. So you have to study them for your entry. But if you want to learn how the price is moving from one level to another level, how can we know like from where to where market is reaching for? I'm just here that is explaining. In the meantime, whenever I see or get something obvious, I go for that trade. If you ask me about reclaimed fair value gap, trap fair value gap, you don't need to learn that, but you can see them, okay, so that you can get an idea why market is actually reversing from that area, why it's not random, something like that. So make sure that you are not thinking that whatever we are doing here, everything is just for taking entry, and taking entry is just nothing. It's a part of this game. The game starts from reading the price action, feeling the price action, getting the confidence, and finally the model execution, that means the edge. This is how this game is designed. It's not something I open my chart, push my button, take my profit or loss, close my chart. It's not something like that. That's why 90% of the time you have to wait, and just 1 or 2% of the time you will push your button. Rest of the time you will feel the market. I will read your comment after a little. Just let me finish this before 9:30 because this is called the pre-market analysis and the plan for today. This is US dollar uh, daily chart. Let me go to the weekly chart first. This is that weekly chart. Now, whoever missed yesterday's session at the beginning, they will get nothing from here. I'm sorry to say that, but if you miss yesterday's session, you will miss whatever I'm saying right now. You will feel like, okay, this guy started from a very, in the middle of the story, not like that. So that is yesterday's candle. This is the weekly candle. I told that I want to see this candle should work as an bearish order block. For me, yesterday I wanted to see it will go for that opening price, at least to that opening price. Market was there, okay, here around this area. I told that market can reach until this opening price of that candle, which is the bearish order block. Then it will fall. My primarily intention, market will reach for this fair value gap. That is my primarily intention, that market will come here from weekly chart. It's not like by today or by tomorrow, by this week, by to that, next week, not like that. Eventually market is going to respect this bearish order block and then reaching for this fair value gap. Guys, I'm going step by step. If you don't focus over here, you will get nothing. Again, I'm gonna reply one more time. Pushing button or execution or taking entry is just a part of this game, the lowest part, the easiest part. The hardest part is this part, what I am talking here. So you can think this is rant, but if you don't understand this thing, you understand nothing. It doesn't mean that this is this is going to happen. This is just my expectation. Why? You have to watch the previous, yesterday's 9 to 9:30, that part, to my live streaming. In that part, I explained everything over there, why market reached until this area and why I'm expecting right now. So yesterday my intention was market can trade until the opening of that bearish order block. Then it can start to fall at least until this bullish fair value gap. Then we will see if it can go through this gap or this gap is holding the price, sending the price higher or not. So that was my intention. Then I went to daily gap. See this gap, that is the inversion gap from the daily chart. This is the inversion gap from the daily chart. Now, as the same time I told that I don't need the perfect or precise price action for dollar index, because this chart is for me to just get an idea how the market is working, which way the market is going for dollar index, not in a precise way. I don't need the precision. Now, why is that? Obviously, dollar index is also going through the precision. As I don't trade dollar index, I don't need the precision over here. All I need and just idea. That is the same reason I'm not trading E-mini S&P right now, because in E-mini S&P the precision is not going to work the way I learned the price action. It's not working in that algorithmic way, or maybe in that precise way. Maybe there is some other algorithm is working, some other precision is working. I don't know that. When I don't know that, I'm not trading the E-mini S&P right now. When the precision will be in E-mini S&P, I will switch my chart to E-mini S&P from Nasdaq, because in that type of situation, Nasdaq won't provide me any kind of precision or that algorithmic run which I'm used to. So this is why I don't need the perfect, or the perfect reaction or perfect price action from dollar index. All I need, just an idea where market is reaching for. That was that inverse gap. You can see this candle closed inside this gap, inverse gap, opened there. Closing and opening is 100% different. There is a liquidity void or opening gap. I want to see this gap will hold to the price, send the price lower for at least for this daily fair value gap. This is the fair value gap, which is called the entry fair value gap. This is the last fair value gap, entry fair value gap. I have a very small fair value gap here. This candle low, that candle high. You can see market traded that fair value gap here. I didn't even mark it, and I don't even care about that. It's just a reaction, because this is not a fair value gap according to my knowledge, according to my analysis, according to my everything. So all I am caring about, this market will fall and it will come over here at least to this daily fair value gap. Then we will see, can it go through this daily fair value gap for the last gap, or is it reacting that daily gap and sending the price again higher for this buy sell liquidity. Again, this is just my expectation. I want to see this is going to happen. It doesn't mean this is going to happen. How I'm going, how I came here, you have to watch yesterday's half an hour, start streaming half an hour. Let's go to hourly chart directly because I don't want to spend a lot of time. This is the opening gap, sorry, the new week opening gap. You can see there is a gap, void. Now I have one void from there to there, another void from here to here. So what I have done, I marked the high and the low of that two gap, just made it a void. But if you want to mark it different way, I mean differently, you can go for that. I just marked this whole area. Same thing I did here. There is a gap. See this gap, opening gap, and there is a gap. So what I did, I just marked the low and the high of that gap. So this two is the new week opening gap or daily gap or anything, something like that. Yesterday, I was expecting this fair value gap will hold the price and send the price lower for this relatively equal lows. It will go for that. At the same time, when I was talking there, market was here, exactly over there, around this area, I guess. So for here maybe. Yeah, it was here somewhere. I don't remember exactly, but here somewhere it was here. I told that if it go higher little bit, this is the last line or last gap that should be traded and that should hold the price. Send it lower again for this sell side liquidity. Now yesterday it reached until this gap. You will get everything over there. Nothing is hindsight. It came to this gap. Now it is falling. What is my intention? It will go through this gap today and use this gap as a resistance. Fall for this sell side liquidity. Fall for this daily fair value gap. Is it going to happen by today? I don't know. That is my intention to see. Before reaching here, I don't want to see market went higher. That's all I want to see. This fair value gap should not be violated. According, I mean, to the price action, it should not be violated before taking this sell side liquidity. That is my intention to see. How long it will take, I don't care. It can keep consolidating for next 100 days. It is also possible. But all I don't want to see, this fair value gap will be violated. That means market will went through this gap and keep going higher before taking this sell side liquidity. Primarily, this is my intention. And obviously, today is also thinking what I'm thinking about today. I will talk about that when I'll be in Nasdaq chart. Is there any question, anybody? If you have any question, just let me know because I'm gonna change the chart to Nasdaq. If anyone has any question, please let me know. I'm waiting. I know I will lose some viewers because I keep questioning and some of you don't like it. All I care that you got the point. So if I don't question and if you don't reply me, I don't get the answer that you really got what I'm trying to give. That's why I keep asking the question. And if it bother you or if you think that it's kind of something like you don't like, you are free man, something like that. Yeah, I'm so sorry for that. I can't just, yeah, that's all. Okay, I think you got it. It's clear. Let's move to NQ. Thank you. Trade with me. Thank you, brother. Here is Nasdaq. In Nasdaq, I'm not going to hourly chart, weekly chart. I would love to start from the daily chart. That was the daily last fair value gap. That was the breaker block. I told that until this is not broken, that means one candle closed above this fair value gap, it can keep bouncing between breaker block and the last fair value gap. So yesterday market closed perfectly above this last fair value gap from the daily chart. So I don't need this daily fair value gap anymore. Brother, it is going to work as an inversion gap. No sir, I'm not using it as an inversion gap as well. So I don't need that gap at anymore. Okay. All I need to see, market will go for this all-time high. Now, yesterday I told that I'm not expecting the accumulation yesterday. I was expecting the expansion at the beginning. So like around this time when I started the pre-market analysis, I started to keep repeating that word. I don't want to see accumulation or consolidation. I want to see expansion today. And I told that I will explain this to the Discord live. I did it by myself. So I hope that whoever are there, they got you the point, the perfect thing around this area. So how do I know that? It's gonna be the expansion. Very easy. A very easy way. So this is how you can get a very good, nice trading in Monday sometimes if you understand or if you write it down in that in your notes. Okay. So for this breaker block, weekly order block is holding the price, sending the price for the all-time high. Now there is a problem. If this was not the NFP week, I would expect that by today and tomorrow, market was going for that all-time high. Now, as we have NFP this week, I really want to see this will be saved until NFP Friday 8:30 a.m. I want to see it will be saved over there, but it doesn't need to do that. My bias is bullish. It can simply take that by today, by tomorrow, by the day after tomorrow, before NFP. It can do that. I want to see it is going to take that all-time high around NFP. That is the best case of scenario. In the meantime, we'll talk about this later. Talk about this day by day as I'm coming every day over here. So from daily chart, all I needed to see that this last family gap will be broken, which has broken yesterday. So I'm not bearish anymore. Until this was not broken, it could simply consolidate for a long time. As the last family gap is broken, if and only if this candle doesn't close inside this last gap today, then I'm not thinking that market is gonna consolidate for so long. I'm extremely bullish for that all-time high. That's my only intention to see right now. That market will go higher, take that all-time high. And then how far it will go. We have marked the 1 - 1.5 standard deviation. I will mark that again when market will go above that all-time high. Until then, I'm not going to mark another line. So when market will go above the all-time high, I will show you exactly how long market will, at least market will reach. Okay, how long. This daily chart, I'm done. Here, I have nothing to say anymore. Anybody has any question about this chart, this daily chart? Let me know if you have any question. This is that 4-hour chart. All of these things already explained. Remember this constant encroachment. If you are bullish, you will expect that market will close above this constant encroachment. Perfectly, it closed yesterday. I'm extremely bullish now. Market reached to the last fair value gap from hourly chart and 4-hour chart, for both hourly and 4-hour chart. Brother, why you are using the 4-hour chart? Because you never use the 4-hour chart. Because of this price action. This is the worst price action ever in hourly chart and the 15-minute chart, because of lot of fair value gap, lot of back and forth, back of lot of things. It is very difficult to trade around that area. So right now it is in a situation where I can simply use the hourly chart, but I needed that constant encroachment is broken and then market is bullish to show you. Just because of that, I came here in 4-hour chart by today, but actually I don't need to come back again in 4-hour chart anymore. I don't need to come back again here anymore. Okay, so that was the last fair value gap from 4-hour chart, which was holding the price. Look over here, this time, that time market was holding the price. That was the order block from 4-hour chart. They are holding the price, sending it lower. All of this back and forth, very messy price action over here. Everything is done. Finally market came back again here, trade that perfect order block, trade that propulsion block before going higher. After trading this one, boom, market went higher, reached until this last fair value gap from hourly chart. Sorry, 4-hour chart. This is that 4-hour. This two black line is the 4-hour last fair value gap, and this is actually from the hourly chart. So when I'll be in hourly chart, you'll see a very clean last fair value gap over there. Okay, so it came until this area, made that relatively equal highs. That high and that high, they are relatively equal highs. If you are with me in Discord yesterday's live PM session live in Discord, you will see something like why I call myself wizard. Okay, you will see that very soon. Don't worry. I hope this 4-hour chart is also finished, because all I wanted to show you this constant encroachment. Why that constant encroachment was important? As you can see, this time market even failed to trade this constant encroachment, fall dramatically. So this should be your intention to see how market is going to work with the constant encroachment. This time market closed above this constant encroachment. Nobody is going to stop the market before taking the liquidity. Now here I can see the liquidity is all-time high and this relatively equal highs. If market leave that relatively equal highs over there and work little lower, then when market will take this buy side liquidity, this constant encroachment has no value at anymore. It doesn't have any value. So what can happen, before taking that buy side liquidity, market can come back again to trade this constant encroachment to make it as a support. It can reach until this area. I'm not saying it is going to happen, but it can happen. It can come back again until this constant encroachment to make it support before taking that buy side liquidity. I'm going to hourly chart. 4-hour chart is done. Okay, so this is the hourly chart and this is that hourly last fair value gap. Below the all-time high, this is the hourly last fair value gap. There is no other fair value gap above this fair value gap from hourly chart. This is the highest up close body close candle which has traded this hourly last fair value gap, which is your order block. So far market is, let me show you. If you just mark from there and extend it to your right, see this here, that is your hourly order block, bearish order block. I don't need it because I'm bullish, so I'm eventually I'm thinking that this order block is going to be broken. Okay, at the same time, if you mark the 50% of that order block, you will see how beautifully the market respect the 50% of that hourly bearish order block. In the meantime, it is trading this hourly last fair value gap, made that relatively equal highs, that high and that high. Yesterday's PM session Discord live, I told that today I want to see market will come here. It will work with this fair value gap. Why is this fair value gap? I have another fair value gap here, here, here. Why this fair value gap? You will get that answer, reply. You will get that. Just hold your question in your mind. Okay. I wanted to say yesterday that today by Tuesday it will come here for to work with this fair value gap. I told something very specifically in 15-minute chart, which I will show you. But from hourly chart, all I care about this fair value gap, because from 15-minute chart the price is little messy. From the hourly chart, I have this fine, clean last fair value gap, and also this buy side liquidity from both hourly chart, 4-hour chart, and the 15-minute chart. This buy side liquidity and that fair value gap is only thing I'm watching from the hourly chart, not any of them. Not any of them, just this hourly last fair value gap and this buy side liquidity. Buy side liquidity is valid from 15-minute chart as well, but hourly last gap is much more cleaner in hourly chart. From 15-minute chart you will see a big fair value gap, so from there to there, big one. Okay, so I really don't want to use that one. Instead I would love to use this hourly chart. I believe that it's too clear except this gap, why I talked about this gap. So let me mark that gap so that you will understand why I talked that gap. No, I didn't talk about this gap. I talked it last, yesterday's Discord live. Okay, so here, this is that gap. Okay, see this box, this is that area. I told that market is going to work with this gap. Now, if you look closerly, I'm going to remove this gap. Remember, if you look closerly, this is the last fair value gap from 15-minute chart. So when I get something very clean and obvious from 15-minute chart, I don't need hourly chart. If I'm confused from 15-minute chart, yes, then I need hourly chart. If I'm confused from hourly chart, then I will go for hour chart. Until the 15-minute chart is clear to me, clean to me, I don't need any other chart. No chart. Okay. So this is that 15-minute gap, the bullish fair value gap, where I want to see market will reach by today. So today my intention is market will fall here, this low and that low. Recently, just recently, market has made sell side liquidity here. See this sell side liquidity, this low and that low. They are relatively equal lows. I'm going to remove this 15-minute chart because that was important yesterday, not by today. Actually, I need this gap, which is actually unfinished gap from yesterday. So I need that gap actually. this low and that low relatively equal lows. I want to see market will go, I mean, it will fall. It will take this sell side liquidity and it will reach at least until this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Then if it wants to go through this gap, we'll talk about that, or we'll see about that. But right now my intention is until this gap I'm bearish. Why is that? Now there is a funny thing. Again, yesterday's PM session when I was doing the live, remember around this area, I was in live in Discord. I clearly told that I don't want to see market is going to close today above that new week opening gap. I want to see market will work with the constant encroachment and the new week opening gap, and then finally market is going to close around this area. If there is there anyone who was with me in yesterday's Discord live, I clearly told that if market close above this new week opening gap by today, it's gonna be very difficult for me to think about the sell, to think about that market is coming for this fair value gap. Instead, I have to think about that all-time high, which is extremely impossible for me to think right now, as we have NFP in Friday. So I wanna see market will fall today. It will be very consolidation seek and destroy mode, very difficult to trade, something like that. I clearly told that yesterday, and I wanted to see that market is not going to break that new week opening gap, that blue line, this is the constant encroachment or the 50% of that new week opening gap. You will see something very specific over here. This is the high holding the price, constant encroachment holding the price, constant encroachment holding the price, low. Look at this low holding the price. When market is going from below to high, this is the strongest resistance zone. Never ever, don't think that this new week opening gap is very small, I can take the buy from there. No, never ever think like that way. Always think no buy is valid when market is below the new week opening gap. No sell is valid when market is above the new week opening gap. Just take the lesson from here, how market is respecting. But this is not the first time market is respecting. Look how many times it has been already traded that new week opening gap. It has started from there, it went through this gap, went, how many times it has been traded already, but it's still how beautifully it is respecting that gap. See, the 50% of that new week opening gap, don't get confused by this is the hourly last fair value gap, okay? And this is today's new day opening gap. I will remove it, that's why I just marked it by two black line. It's just 9 handle, I don't want to use it as it is 9 handle. I just kept it over here, nothing else, okay? Just because of that, how it is respecting. Clearly I told yesterday I want to see market will respect this new week opening gap and it will close, or it will close around this area, not above this new week opening gap. It closed here, maybe here, it has closed there, opening, I mean, made some kind of new day opening gap, trade until the constant encroachment, one more time, one more time, one more time, fall, low, tried to trade one more time low. In the meantime, today's new day opening gap, how it is respecting, look at that, how it is respecting today's new day opening gap. Wick did the damage, boom, market is falling. I'm thinking about this bullish fair value gap from 15-minute chart. That is my first intention to see. Until this bullish fair value gap, I will be bearish. I'm not interested to look for buy. If market started to go higher, my bias is wrong. It go higher, I won't do anything. But it doesn't mean I'm telling you to not to take any kind of buy. Obviously, you can look for the buy if you're thinking that market is going higher. Wherever you will find the opportunity, go for that buy. I'm only interested to take sell until this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Not exactly to this 15-minute bullish fair value gap, but around this area, okay, very near, because I will give the priority to this gap as well, which is from 1-minute chart, unfinished business. So until this gap, I'll be bearish. After reaching here, then I can think about the buy run or something. It will depend on that area. But until this area, I will be bearish. And then we will change our decision, or if I need to change anything. Anybody has any question? Yes, that was why I was bearish today. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. SK, you are there as well. Thank you. Hey, Tahir. Walaikum salam, brother. I remember you mentioned that even on AM session live, Hey Mahdi, thanks for that confirming, brother. Because some people will join and they will think this is a hindsight, but actually it's not hindsight. I I before even 9:30, okay, every day I do this pre-market analysis, and most of the time you will see how right, how correct, or how incorrect I am. Guys, before 9:30, make sure that you have pushed the like button. Uh, 144 people are watching. Likes are very small. So if you don't mind and if you think it's okay, then please push the like button. Today's London session, I didn't find not even a single setup. Okay, so for me, the London session, I didn't see any setup. But yeah, I saw in Discord a lot of you are getting some winning trade and perfect setup, everything. But for me, I didn't see any setup. So no setup is valid for me for this London session. I saw that some setup has provided me 15 handles. So obviously you can say, brother, the why it's not valid. I just told according to me, I didn't see any setup in London session today. Though it has provided 15 handle a lot of time. And if I force, obviously I can go for a lot of setup, but I don't think like that way. And this is the price action which I'm expecting. It's I am not saying this after seeing that. I told this yesterday's PM Discord live. Clearly I told that today I wanna see the consolidation, seek and destroy mode, something like not good price action today. I clearly told that yesterday. Anybody has any question about 15-minute chart? Your thoughts on 15-minute inversion gap on London after closing below YouTube? What did you say? Your thoughts on 15-minute inversion in London after closing below new week opening gap. In London session, I don't care about the new week opening gap, new day opening gap. In London session, I have no problem with new day opening gap, new week opening gap. They are not there. Okay, in short, they are not there. New week opening gap, new day opening gap, they're not there. I will only use them as my high time frame PDRA. That means if I need to make a sell, then I need a high time frame PTR, and just because of that, I will use the new week opening gap or new day opening gap. Otherwise, no new day opening gap, new week opening gap is important for me. So that is the opening gap, and I can see a lot of line actually, right? Don't get confused by some lines. This is the 8:30 open, and this is the opening gap, new week opening gap. This two is the new day opening gap. Okay, and this is the sell side liquid I just marked here. That all. I thought this is the relatively equal loss. It's not sell side liquidity, so I'm just going to remove it actually, not the sell side liquidity. Yeah. Look at this gap. Why I talked about this gap. This was the gap from the origin setup from yesterday, which is unfinished. So market should trade this gap. Even if it wants to go higher, it should trade at least this gap from 1 minute chart, which is unfinished from yesterday. Let me check if it is 5 handle. Yesterday I talked about this opening gap. Even if I'm bearish, I want to see that is the best case of scenario. Market will trade at least until the 50% of that opening gap. That is the best case of scenario. Okay. So yeah, obviously it can fully close that opening gap. There is nothing wrong. But for me, I want to see that market will trade the 50% before falling, or whatever it is. If it fall first, then it will go for that 50%, something like that. Okay. So I am interested about that 50% of that opening gap first. I read every single one of your comment in Discord. Yeah, I kept quiet, but I read all of your comment, all of your screenshot. I study them or I see them. If I think something is bad, and absolutely like no value, then I reply. Otherwise, I don't reply until it is okay. I don't reply. Sometimes I see some of you are talking about something else which I don't talk about. I don't reply them. That's all. But I read every single one of your comment, everything. My Discord is always open. So I read all of your things over here. You can see there is not even a single, there is a message, that means it will show that there is a message. I mean, if right? But everything is readed. That means marked as read. So I read all of your things over here. Whatever you have written, everything. Guys, please don't forget to push the like button. Apex, we are going to get the 90% off, and today is the last day so far. So you can see at the top 90% discount for Apex, valid until 3rd December. So today is the last day. If anyone is interested, don't forget to use the code T2Wizard. And my funded futures as well, 25% discount for starter class, and the expert plan, they have the 25% off. If you use the code T2Wizard, you are going to get that. Today is the last day for that offer. It's a Black Friday offer actually. And Bluenox also 90% discount. Today is the last day. Same code T2Wizard. Take profit trader 40% off, no discount, and 100%. I mean, when you will get your funded account and you will get your first payout, they are going to provide you, I mean, give you back the fees you have paid for the challenge account. They're going to give it to you, so it's going to be absolutely free. If you can take a, I mean, if you can buy a take profit trader account, you can pass it, and then at your first payment, you will see, they will give you back, okay, whatever you are going to pay, they're going to give it back to you. So it's gonna be like $0 is gonna be the cost for the take profit trader. Code is same, T2Wizard. I guess for me and ICT, both of them will be convinced with this. This is the first presented gap. If it doesn't trade the 50%, I'm gonna take the buy. If it doesn't trade the 50%, before trading the 50%, if it come back again to this first presented gap, I'm gonna take the buy from there until the 50% of that opening gap. But if it come here before tapping to this gap, trade the 50% of that opening gap, I'm not going to interested to take this one. Okay, I'm not interested to take it anymore. Ahmed, what did you say, brother? Yes, up and Q down. Oh, okay. I guess what you are talking about. Can you explain a little bit? I didn't get you. I'm not going to take this entry anymore. I'm just observing. Is it a good idea to take the button over here? I'm not going for the first presented gap entry because that's you have already got it, right? 25 handle, something like until this area. If you want to observe it, that is different matter. I was going for the setup according to the price action. Market went lower, take that liquidity, market structure shift, fair value gap, trade that fair value gap, will go for the liquidity where this 50% was my liquidity. So right now I'm not going to take that buy according to the price action, but first presented gap entry is different. So you know that how to use that first presented gap entry. I'm not seeing for that first presented gap entry. If the body close one tick below this first presented gap, according to the first presented gap entry, if the body can close below this gap, I would love to go for the inverse entry for the first presented gap. Okay. At the same time, we will see if the first presented gap can provide us 25 handle or not. So that is the 25 handle. Can it provide us 25 handle or not? Risk is just 14 handle, 2 tick. I don't think so. It's bad. I think it's okay. Alex Payne, you are late, maybe, brother. What I'm saying here, I clearly explained it for last half an hour. I guess you late, so if you miss that, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm bearish, okay, brother. But here there was something that was telling me to go for the buy until the new week. I mean that gap, that opening gap. Okay. Look at the bodies. Nobody closed below the first presented gap. Not even one tick below that gap. So if it could close one tick below that gap, I could use this gap as my inverse gap, this first presented gap. I'm talking about the first presented gap entry. Okay, first presented gap entry, you remember 25 handle first presented gap entry, 25 handle, do you remember or not? I wanted to take that buy depending on the price action, not depending on that first presented gap, if you remember or not. And first presented gap entry, your target should be 25 handle, not one tick more than 25 handle, not one tick below the 25 handle. The boom is according to the first presented gap. I would go for this trade if this candle failed to tap to this 50% of that opening gap. If it could fail, I was in this trade. I was in this trade. If it could fail to tap to this consonant crossment, just one tick, I would be in this trade. My stop loss would be there. My target will be that 50%, not 25 handle, that 50%, which is actually like how much? Like 21 handle, something like that. But this is according to the 25 handle. Remember, not one tick more than 25 handle, not one tick less than 25 handle. Exactly 25 handle should be your target for first presented gap. And as Jack told that you can take a partial around 20 handle, as sometimes market provide me, not sometimes, 2 or 3 times it has provided me 22 handle and then reverse. So you can actually take the partial around this area as well. So it has traded that area. Next line is here. This is the upper quadrant of that opening gap. Yeah, obviously it can trade until this upper quadrant as well, but I really don't want to say that. I want to see market will fall now. This is the unfinished business from yesterday. I want to see market will fall at least there and then this gap. Until this gap, I will be bearish. If market keep going higher, I'm not interested to take the buy. If you are interested to look for the buy, please go for that. I have no problem with that. Please go for that. But don't blame me, brother. I didn't take the buy because you are looking for sell. I am looking for sell until this line. See this line or that gap. Any of this should be traded, even if market would love to go higher. In my opinion, in my understanding, it should fall for that. So I'm much more interested to see market is going to fall for here. Why it went higher? Why did you frame that buy? Because market should trade the 50% of that opening gap. That is something I talked yesterday. Please watch the first part of that yesterday's stream. not first part actually, around the opening gap. So 9:30, 9:35, around that area I talked about this, which I love to see. Before, even if I'm falling, I should see this, that market is going to trade the 50%. It's not my concept, it's ICT's concept. So obviously I learned it from ICT himself. All I want to say that the area market is going to leave, that is going to work as a breakaway gap. That is the perfect thing for me if I'm bearish. I want to see some portion of this opening gap should be unfilled. If I'm bearish, that should be unfilled. That is going to work as my inversion gap. Okay. Hey, Buro. Yes, sir. It worked again today. I'm lucky, by the way. Thank you guys for writing boom, man. Thank you so much. Morat, inverse gap, if you think like that way, I will support you. I mean, this first presented gap, if market close below this gap now, it should work as a perfect inverse gap. I have no way to go against you. This is the perfect inverse gap according to me. It doesn't mean it is going to happen, and what to say, I don't know. But in my opinion, this should work the perfect inverse gap. Not because this is the first presented gap, market closed below this gap. Not because of that. Because of the rules according to our inverse gap. That should work a perfect inverse gap. So yeah, see Sharada, that is my point. I know that this question is coming. That's why I told that this gap, if market close below this gap, then it is going to work as an inversion fair value gap, not because it is the first presented gap, but because according to our first present, I mean inversion gap, look over here. Market tapped to this gap, went higher, take the liquidity. There is no other gap above that gap which I can use as my inverse gap, right? So according to our inverse gap so far, if market can close below this gap now, it can work as an inverse gap, not because it is the first presented gap, but because according to our uh, what to say, I mean the first inverse gap rules. Okay, can market fully close this opening gap? 100% it can do that. I want to see some portion will be unfilled. I mean, if it can trade until the upper quadrant, I'm okay with that. If it close the zero until zero, it is also okay. But I want to see some portion will be open. Don't get confused by so lot of lines. This two blue line is the new week opening gap, and that dotted line is the consequent crossment. This two black line is the new day opening gap by today, and this whole lines that you see, the thinner line, they are the opening gap line. Okay, and this is the 8:30 open, which is also important to me. That 8:30 open. So please don't get confused. We have a news around 10 so far, if I'm not wrong. So I will wait until the 10, as because that was the first opportunity for me to take the buy. If and only if market failed to trade that 50% by that week, I would go for that buy. As it tapped to this constant crossment, I'm not interested to take that buy anymore. Okay, guys, am I making things complicated? I always think I like this way. I mean, is it making complicated, or is it like easy to understand? Hey Ravi, thanks for that boom, man. Guys, can you provide some penguin? If you want, by the way. Please give me some penguin, man. জানি না, জানি না। I will wait until the news to see how is the news going. Okay, so I would love to see that. By the way, guys, when I told that in the London session I didn't see any setup, it doesn't mean that you don't see the setup as well. You can find some good setup in London session. I just didn't find any setup. So for me, it was messy and it's too difficult to trade. Yeah, it went one-sided or one way, but it took too long, didn't respect any PDRA. It was difficult for me to trade around that area. So I was trying, but I was not able. As you know that my trailing stop loss is too fast. So when market doesn't react with the, perfection or perfect things, I get stopped out prematurely. And that's why it's difficult for me. I'm not something like took the buy here, put my stop loss there, put my target over there. So until it doesn't hit my target profit, I'm not going to change my stop loss or maybe to the break even. I don't do that. I keep moving my stop loss, keep moving my stop loss. So when it is not precise or I'm not going to get the precision, I don't feel good to trade in that market. So it was difficult for me. Hey Neer, how are you, brother? It's not hard to understand it. It was easy for me to follow what you said. Okay, thank you, SK, and thank you for that penguin, SK. Thank you so much, brother. Hey Nicolo, thank you so much for that penguin, man. I just heard one of my brother actually from Portugal. He just told me that in South Georgia there is a lot of penguin, like million penguin over there. So I was thinking, is that correct or not? What is the country of the penguin? What is the penguin city? Anybody knows? What are you teaching, brother? I don't teach anything, brother. We are just learning all together. I'm not a teacher. I'm not teaching anything. Good morning, Guru, Jamie. We are all learning together, Neer. Okay? Antarctica. Oh, okay. Antarctica. Oh man, that is too cold. Antarctica. Okay. Point 2022 model, the fair value gap that you mark, you want to see unfilled is coming after production just after propulsion block is something that is kind of part of this game. For example, if you look over here, this is the order block, this is the propulsion block, market trade that propulsion block. When market has traded this order block, I will start to look for that unfilled fair value gap. And it's not according to 22YT model, it's according to me. Okay. So when it has traded that order block, I will start to look for the unfilled gap. Market can obviously trade that propulsion block. If it trade that propulsion block, perfect. After trading this propulsion block, then I would love to see some kind of unfilled gap if I'm bullish. But if I'm not bullish, I don't want to see the unfilled gap. As I'm bearish, as you already know, I'm bearish. I don't want to see an unfilled gap here. It is going higher, no worries. Let him go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and take some liquidity. What is the liquidity actually? Oh, by the way, I was watching this market actually here when like around this area. It was a very nice reaction from the order block. I don't see any liquidity right now, so I'm not thinking about the buy or any kind of unfilled gap. So that consequences is going to support my idea when I'm in a right direction. As I'm in a bearish direction now, I don't want to see the unfilled gap. All I want to see, market will fall. That's all I want to see. Flip TP. Hey Philip, how are you, brother? Madagascar. Madagascar is okay. Antarctica, Madagascar, South Georgia. Not bad. Guys, if you don't mind, can you please push the like button before continuing watching the price? We're waiting for 10 a.m. news. So after 10 a.m., we will start to look for our setup. I am bearish. I'm not bullish. So my first intention is market will fall at least for this gap, which is an unfinished business. This gap, which is an unfinished business from yesterday. And after this gap, this 15-minute bullish parallel gap is my last intention to see for the fall. So when market is going higher, I'm getting happy, more happy, more happy, more happy, because I'm now getting more range. So if it provide me any opportunity to go for the sell, I'll go for that sell. That's all. In the meantime, if any of you are bullish, looking for a buy setup, please go for that. In Jew, okay, in Jew, I never saw the penguin in Jew. Maybe they are not available in the Asia. That's why. Here, could you speak a little about the importance of this 15-minute candle close above the fair value gap, 15-minute CE? What did you say, JJ? Could you please speak a little about the importance of the 15-minute candle close above the bullish fair value gap, 15-minute CE? I already talked about this. I guess what was that all about, JJ Trader? I really didn't get it, man. Can you please explain a little more? I didn't understand actually. Maybe making full question about the penguin. Morad, about the penguin. Can you answer over here? I don't think so. Oh, okay, okay, okay. You can answer. Okay, that's good. No, Sergeant, no. I can find in South Africa. Okay, South Africa. South Africa penguin? I didn't know that. 9:30 candle close above the sea. Is it important for our bullish bias? If you are bullish, then obviously it is important. If you are bullish, like that 9:30 15-minute candle has closed above the bearish fair value gap consonant crossment, that is kind of sign that market is going higher. If your bias is bullish, it's not like just it has closed above that consonant crossment, so market will go higher. It's not like that. It's all about your bias from your time frame. If your analysis is telling you that market is going higher, then it's gonna help you. Okay, in Cape Town. Okay. I didn't know that. So Cape Town. I'll keep that in your mind. News will be within 30 second, 20 second. So we'll wait for the news and then we'll see. Don't call me sir, please. I'm your brother, okay? I'm not teacher. I'm not sir. Please call me T2 or just tell me brother. It's okay. Especially react 15-minute inversion gap at 21,220. It can happen. I mean, here I have the new day opening gap, new week opening gap in that area. It can happen. All I'm expecting the fall. That's all. So if I find out something that is falling, I'll go for that. Otherwise, I'll do nothing. Either way, I have nothing to do when market is in this range. New week opening gap high to new day opening gap low. When market is in this range, I will do nothing. And look at the price. I told that it's gonna be consolidation seek and destroy mode. It can be okay, not I told you it can be the consolidation and seek and destroy mode. So far market tapped to the new day opening gap low and the upper quadrant of the opening gap. That line, that is the line of the opening gap upper quadrant. I wanna see this will work as a breakaway gap. So from there to there, I wanna see it will work as a breakaway gap here. What does it mean, Indian fashion? I really don't understand the meaning of that news. If it is positive, then market will be bullish, something like that. And I will adjust it. Okay, when the market will close, wherever it will close, I will adjust the gap. If it keep going higher, that is different matter. I'm not going to touch this market as I told. I'm not interested to touch it. I will change my bias if and only if market close above this new week opening gap from 15-minute chart. If and only if it happens, then I will change my bias. Otherwise, I'm still bearish. So I will look for only sell. In the meantime, if any of you are looking for buy, please go for that. It's positive for the USD, so NQ is supposed to supposed to be fall. Okay. Okay, this guy is going higher again from that area. Perfect. Okay, Mahdi. Then news is supporting my idea. I will say that news is supporting my idea. We'll see. Okay, so it's my fault, Nicolo. It's my fault. You guys are my sir because I learn a lot from you. So I can call you sir. There's nothing wrong because I learn a lot from you, and every day I'm learning from you. Just remember, brother, we also tapped into for our anti-fair lookup. Just informing anti-bearish fair lookup or bullish fair lookup. By the way, SK. So for sale, do we need to 15-minute bearish fair lookup? No, or since our bias is bearish, we don't enter short. Market is bearish. We don't need the 15-minute bearish fair lookup. See, market is bearish. This is just three candle that went higher and traded this new week opening gap, new day opening gap. I don't need the 15-minute bearish fair gap because market is bearish. From there, market started to fall. For here, when market was going higher, then if I need to sell, I need a 15-minute bearish fair gap. But when market fall already, made some kind of bearish fair gap or anything over there, then I and started to change the bias. Then I don't need any kind of bearish fair gap for looking for sell. For example, this candle go above that high. See this high? This market went above that high. In that type of situation, yes, I need the bearish fair gap again. Okay, market has perfectly closed the high of the opening gap. So the high of the opening gap has been closed. The opening gap has been closed 100%. It has closed 100%. The opening gap. It's not good. From where I should watch your whole live streaming for better understand. What do you want to understand, brother? Need and what you are looking for. It's not important. I just made it. You can see I just made it to black line. Just made it to black line as it is 9 handle. So though it's like more than 8 handle, I need something at least 10 handle. But as it is 9 handle, I just kept it here. That's all. But I'm gonna remove it after today. So I'm not going to keep this new opening gap over here. That's why I just made to black line, not like this type of green line, blue line with writing that new day opening gap, something like that. If any of you would love to go for buy from any of this area, please go for that. I'm not interested to look for buy. I'm only interested to look for sell. So what I'm looking for now, a market structure shift. For example, this candle, if it can shift the market by this low and there is a fair value gap immediate reaction, I'll go for that sell. I'll try to take a partial to the top of this first presented gap and will hold my trade until this unfinished business. So all I need a market structure shift. That's all. Or I can use this gap as my inversion gap. See this gap? I can use it as my inverse gap. This gap. If and only if market doesn't take that high again. If market take that high again, this is not the inverse gap anymore. Guys, I am saying you again and again. If any of you would love to go for the buy, maybe market will go higher. I don't know. Then please go for that. Okay, got stripped out. We'll wait to see if this candle failed to take that high and market will close below this gap again. I'll go for sell again. If market failed to take that high and fall again, closed below this gap, I'll go for sell again. But if it went too far, maybe I'll miss that. I mean, for example, it closed here, then I'll miss it. Otherwise, I'll go for the sell again. Hi, sports. I told that if any of you are looking for buy, please go for that. I'm not interested to take buy. I'll go for sell only. So there is my first opportunity to take sell. I got a stepped out here for a little. I took my re-entry for 11 handle. If I get two loss over here, I will stop trading here. No more trade around this area. So in overall, I will get 25 handle loss around this area, or 26 handle, I guess. But I'm not interested to look for buy here, at least not here. Now, I know that my stop loss is tight. I can simply put my stop loss over here at the beginning, at the here, and then I could wait for the one winning trade. I don't like to do that. My stop loss is tight, but as you can see, if I put like this way here, if it works or not, okay, we'll see. If you would love to take the buy, please go for that. I'm not interested to take the buy. I'm only interested to take the sell. I'm not leading any of you to anywhere. I'm looking for sell, so I'll go for sell. That's why. Yeah, if you take the buy, let us know where is your stop loss, where is your entry, where is your target profit. We'll outline that so that we can write down boom all together. Okay. Let me know where is your stop loss, where is your entry, where is your target profit, so that we can write down boom all together. If the body can close below this fair value gap, I will trail my stop loss. Now I'm not saying any of you to trail the stop loss, but I will trail my stop loss if the body can close below this fair value gap one more time. Okay, I'll trail my stop loss much more lower. I'll put it just above the 50% of that new day opening gap, today's new day opening gap, but not now. If it can close below this fair value gap, and in that type of situation I can get stopped out obviously, and I'll be okay with that. But I don't want to put my stop loss over there until, I mean, sorry, for forever. Okay, I can't do it. It will close one tick below this gap. I'll trail my stop loss and I'll put it above that candle. See this candle? I'll just put above that candle because that candle has traded almost to the 50% of that new day opening gap. So I'll put it over there. Again, I can be stopped out prematurely, but I'll be okay with that. As I showed you, my stop loss should be there. I'm not able to put it over there. So my stop loss should be safe over here. If I'm wrong, I'll get a small loss, not the biggest loss. I care about my loss. So it will be there, okay? Like here. If it can close below this level, okay? If it doesn't, no, this is not valid. Now my stop loss is over here. As you can see, it's like 5 handle. So I minimized my loss for 5 handle. See this loss here? I would love to take a partial over there. Here, around this area. 24 handle. Is it enough for being profitable? I think so. So buy limit, okay? That is my partial below this relatively equal loss. If it give me that partial, I'll put my stop loss to the break even. Okay, it has already provided me the partial. Stop loss is to the break even. Okay, now here I put my target profit, but actually my target is here. I don't need more than the profit here. Okay, that is more than enough for me for being profitable. 37 handle, it's more than enough for me for being profitable. My stop loss is to the break even after taking that partial. Don't want to see this fair value gap will be violated one more time, not even by one tick. I can be wrong, I can get stopped out over there, but my stop loss should be safe over there, so it should not be violated by one tick. Here I got stopped out, as you can see, for a little. I love the precision, sometimes shit happens to me, but I go for the re-entry. Stop loss just put little higher above that candle. Okay, I don't need to take the whole partial, I mean, profit over here, but as this is the first presented gap, it has the, the possibility that it can stop the price, send it higher again. I don't want to take that risk. At the same time, I'll put my stop loss above this candle, as it is going to make a fair value gap over here. If it doesn't make a fair value gap over here, my stop loss will be above this fair value gap, above that fair value gap. It has made this fair value gap. I'm gonna believe this fair value gap now, that it, even if market went higher, it should respect this gap until this first presented gap, because this is a random level. See this level, it's a random level. I don't want to use this randomness, so my stop loss should be safe just above that candle. The candle has made this fair value gap. Again, I can be stopped out because my trailing stop loss is too fast, but I can't put it is that over there right now. I can't put it as I got this fair value gap. If I didn't get this fair value gap, so my stop loss would be to the break even. I don't care anything. But now, as I got this fair value gap, I have to believe this fair value gap. So my stop loss should be safe above the candle which has made this fair value gap. Okay. And how much it has provided you? It has already provided you like 34 handle. Cool. This candle will close below this fair value gap, my stop loss will be above that high. If it close below this fair value gap, my stop loss will be above that high here. If it doesn't close below this gap, my stop loss should be there. I can't move it. There, here. This high should not be violated. Market should close below this candle, below that candle, which I'm gonna use as my order block. If it go higher, I'll get stopped out over there. Perfect. I just covered 50% of this fair value gap, not that candle, just the fair value gap, 50% or the CE. I know eventually it will fall, but what can happen, the worst thing can happen, I will get stopped out prematurely. But I want to make sure that, look over here, until this area, 12 handle. Remember my first loss was 15 handle. So I covered 12 handle over here. All I want to see a body close below this low now, below that low, so that I can use this candle as my order block. Body close, remember body close, not the wick. According to ICT 2024 mentorship, if the body can close below the opening, it's gonna valid as an order block. I still would love to use the previous study that body close should be below that low. Otherwise, it's not valid. Got my target, brother. It should be. It should be. Let's pray for me, then it can hit my target as well. Now, according to ICT, it's already valid as an order block. But I would love to see it will close below this line. If it doesn't close below that line, it's not my order block. So why it is important? Because if it can close below this word, this candle, my stop loss is safe above that candle. See this candle high? Let me mark the high. My stop loss is safe above that line. So I will be able to move my stop loss little more. Okay. So I'll be able to put my stop loss here around this area, around there. Okay. But it has to close below that line. You saw that line I marked. It has to close below that line. Now my target will be hit very soon. It will be hit very soon, but otherwise I would keep going for every single candle how I'm watching the market. As it is going to hit my target, maybe I will forget something about. Okay, now it should work as my order block. It should not be violated. That candle should not be violated. Okay, I got it. I'm sorry for that loss. As I told you, my stop loss is always too tight and I love the precision. Sometimes shit happens to me. This candle closed below this area. Very next candle, I'm already in the market. Again, first presented gap. Where market is falling? Remember, here, then here. It is not done. I don't want to take the risk anymore. For me, 37 handle is more than enough. I got some loss, 15 handle loss. So still it's 22 handle profit. I deserve some boom by the way, guys. Thank you so much for writing down. Market structure shift, a valid, perfect, the best market structure shift ever. Okay, the perfect market structure shift ever. Inversion fair value gap has been violated here, has been violated over there. How it has been violated? Because this candle went above that high, that has made the inverse gap perfect. So I really didn't want to see this high will be violated, but as it is violated, next time market closed, tap to this inverse gap, fall, boom. Okay, next, this time I got stopped out here. Sometimes it happens. for just one or two tick. You can see just for one or two tick above that candle, one or two tick. This time, if I take the sell from that inverse gap, stop loss is here because this candle has made this inverse gap valid here. Target is until this area, 29 handle, still 29 handle from the inverse gap. What else do you need? No, not done yet. It should fall. Boom, boom. Okay, thank you. By the way, guys, thank you so much for boom and the penguin. Now I will wait a little bit to see if there is another opportunity to take sell. I'm only interested to take sell. If any of you looking for buy, please go for that. I have no problem with any of you. I am only interested about selling because my analysis is telling me I should look for sell only. At least until this area. Until exactly this area. Any of this level when market will tap, I'm done for selling. Until this line or this box, I will keep looking for sell. I can be absolutely wrong. Market can keep going higher. I have no problem. No sell is valid when market is above this first presented gap. No sell is valid from there. If you are already in a trade, it's a different matter. It will be, I mean, violated at the end, we know, but it can give me some reaction. I'm not interested to get that reaction from this area. So I no sell is valid when market is above that inverse parabolic gap. New sell, okay? Not like something like that. I don't need to trade anymore by today. No trade need to be done by me by today anymore because I'm already profitable, brother. Very professional entry and strategy to keep moving the stop. Thank you. That helps us to develop our way to think and to react for any position we taking. Again, brother, you told that I really appreciate that, but my trailing stop loss is too fast, and sometimes you will get hurt. You will see that market is stop you out, and then it will hit your target. So I am not in trying to influence any of you to follow that, but I don't know what to say. I mean, it's your choice how you are going to manage the trade. But I love to manage the trade with tight stop loss, trailing stop loss too fast. But sometimes it hurts me. But I'm happy to get hurt. Most of the time it provides me more profit than the loss. I'm going to remove all of this line from here, okay? Because I need the 15-minute chart clear here. This area I need to see clearly what is happening over there. And this box I'm going to remove it as well. Learning with is in live market, brother. It's amazing, brother. Hey, Sachin, thanks for that, man. No, in London session, I didn't see not even a single trade. I didn't see that. That doesn't mean there was no trade. I just didn't see it. Hey, Ravi, thanks for that, man. For me, enough today. Thanks, Chitu. Have a nice day. Same to you, Andre. See you next day, brother. Guys, if you don't mind, can you push the like button before leaving? X love him. Congratulations, brother. That's the power, man. Stop trading after getting your profit. No need to get every move from this market. This is not a good price action, by the way, guys. It's not a good price action. The worst price action. I mean, very bad price action. So you don't need to force the market to provide you more and more profit. See this reaction from that first presented gap? Just look at the reaction from that gap. I'm afraid of that reaction. That's why no sell is valid when market is above the first presented gap. No buy is valid when market is below the first presented gap. I'm very afraid of that reaction. I'm not okay with that reaction. Okay, Ravi. Don't take it for sure or for guarantee. Just study, okay? No, maybe market will go higher and it will come here. It will take all the buy side liquidity. I'm absolutely wrong about my bias. Do I really care about that? What do you think, guys? Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, market never came here. Never came here. Instead, it went higher, though I'm not saying that it is going to happen. But maybe it went higher, keep going higher, keep going higher, keep going. Really, do I care about that? I needed the sell. I got the sell. I'm done. Early struggle not to overtrade. Were you less to discipline? No, brother. Nobody can be so disciplined. Your mental condition will help you to trade. If you are in stress, if you are in pain, if you are in tension, you will do overtrade. So trading, if you want to trade, make sure that you have a very refreshed mind, like very relaxed mind. Otherwise, you will keep doing the overtrade. It's the psychological thing actually. Overtrading is the only thing that stopped us for being profitable. Overtrading is the only thing, just one thing, and that is overtrade and the over leverage. Sorry, not only overtrade but also the over leverage. That means from one contract to five contracts, something like that. This is the only thing that stopped us for being profitable. Otherwise, nobody can't be loser. Nobody, nobody can be the loser. You are going to be the profitable trader if you can stop over trading and over leveraging. You got to trade, both of them are losing, stop. You got one winning or two winning, stop. You got one win, one losing, stop. Something like that. I'm not saying that after one or two, whatever your strategy is supporting you. Okay. No buy is valid when market is here. When market is here, no buy is valid. Keep that, always keep that in your mind. It is extremely important, brother. Trust me. Look here how it is respecting that new week opening gap, new day opening gap. See how it is respecting. Always look for from 15-minute chart, not from one, not from hour, not from 4 hour daily. No, just from 15-minute chart. Always look for the reaction. This is the new day opening gap by today. This is the new week opening gap from long time ago, like 1 month ago. It has made that new week opening gap. Just look at the 15-minute chart and how it is acting as a resistance. Both of this area, how it is acting as a resistance. See, just look. So no buy is valid when market is below the new day opening gap, new week opening gap. No sell is valid when they are above that. 100% you can go for that. You don't need to pay attention whatever I'm saying, but just keep that in your mind and observe them. This is just a reaction from the first presented gap to until that area. If any of you are interested about Apex, we have 90% off, which is valid for today. So today is the last day. If any of you are interested, don't forget to use the code T2 Wizard. For my funded futures, we have 20% off for starter plus, which is gonna be $90 for a 50K account, and the expert plan, there is 25% off as well. If you want to use the code T2 Wizard, I'll be grateful to you. Okay. And the starter, I mean the normal account, starter account, which is $80 for 50K account, no activation fees are required. So just buy the challenge, pass the challenge, start earning money. That's all. No activation fees. Use the code T2 wizard, but you are not going to get any discount, because they have moved the changed the way you will get the discount. You have to use the played ACH holder. You have to be the played ACH account holder. I really don't know what is that, but if you pay like that way, you will get that 5% off. Otherwise, by using debit card, credit card, you are not going to get that 5% off. But yeah, you can use the code T2 wizard if you want. No code is going to give you that 5% discount actually. Take profit trader, we have 40% discount. The funny thing is, if you can pass the challenge, you don't need to pay any activation fees. No activation fees are needed. You can see the name of take profit trader on the bottom. There is animation, little animation. We'll get it from there. Take profit trader. If you can pass the challenge, you don't need to pay the activation fees, and if you will get the funded account. When you will request for your first payout, they will give you back the money you have given them to buy that challenge account. So ultimately, it's gonna be the free account. So $0 you need to spend, which is also valid for today. And Bluenox has 90% off. If you want to use the code T2 wizard, I'll be grateful to you. Guys, make it 100 likes. I just need 4 more likes, then it's gonna be the 100 likes. Just 4 more likes. I'm 97. I just need 3 more likes. The selling pressure is valid. Oh man, I told him to fall. You know, market listen to me sometimes, and the market will listen to you as well. If you just do the same thing I did at the beginning of this stream, same thing. It's very easy, very easy to do. All you have to is you have to believe when market is going higher. What happened at the beginning of my life? I started to doubt my analysis. Oh, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Now market is going higher for the buy side liquidity. So what I did, I was in FOMO. I was in rush. Let's take the buy. Let's take the buy. Let's take the buy. And I got crushed. So later, slowly, I built the habit. If it is going higher, I'll let them go. Or I will change my bias when market will close above this new week opening gap from 15-minute chart. What is wrong? Then I will get a very small profit. There is nothing wrong. So instead changing the bias, let's wait for by believing the analysis. This is just called a reaction. First presented favorable gap reaction sent the price until the 50% of that new day opening gap by today. Until that, this is just a reaction. Market is going to fall again. This time it is going to go through this first presented gap and falling for this unfinished business. Unfinished business. Until this, don't change the bias. Think about selling. Think about selling. I'm talking about myself. It doesn't mean that you are also thinking like that way. Maybe some of you are getting the buying opportunity over there. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you're thinking this is the buying opportunity, market tapped to this parallel gap. Now it is going higher. Please go for that. I really appreciate that. And I would love to write down boom for you if it hit your target profit. Just let me know. I will outline that here as well. It's not some kind of competition that I'm looking for sell. That means you can't go for the buy. 100% you can go for the buy, and you can be, we both of us can be profitable. For example, I took the sell here, I got the profit here. You took the buy there, you got your profit over here. So both of us are profitable. So don't think that I'm giving you any signal that please don't go for sell, go for the buy. Sorry, don't go for the buy, go for the sell. I'm just explaining my understanding. That's all, brother. Yeah, the selling pressure is valid, brother, and it's wild. I know, guys. If any of you are new over here, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Yesterday's PM session, when I did the Discord, I clearly told that today I'm expecting the consolidation, seek and destroy mode. Today I'm expecting that. Now, if you are with me in Discord, you already know that. This is that seek and destroy mode. Market, look how it is seek and destroy mode. How it is going. Fall, higher, fall, higher, fall, higher. Something this is called seek and destroy mode or the consolidation. It's not a good price action, guys. Trust me. It's not a good price action. So in this is the price action I was expecting by today. Why is that? I explained that in Discord. If I am not mistaken, I explained it right, guys, yesterday. Why I'm expecting that? Yeah, I explained it. I remember. Is there anyone who is this is the first time who is watching our stream, or yeah, is there anyone that is the first time for him with us? Okay, thank you, SK, for confirming. Yeah, so far I remember I explained that. I talk too much, by the way. Don't complain, okay? I have a question. Anybody can tell me why I took re-entry over there when I got stopped out for the first time? What give me the confidence that it is going to work and I took the re-entry? Anybody can tell me that? Exactly what I was looking for to take the re-entry. What if that happens? Then I wouldn't go for this re-entry. If it didn't happen, I went for that re-entry. Anybody can tell me that? No, not that new opening up, brother. For taking re-entry, there is no relationship with the new week opening gap. Yes, Mourad, that is the 50%. That is the 50% because yeah, failure high is the 50% because that is the first requirement to think about re-entry. But when I will go for the re-entry, not short-term high, brother. Yeah, it's a short-term high. Either way, that is the long-term high, not the short-term high. Long-term high, but that high is specific. Okay, that high is specific because that is the liquidity taken of that real setup. See this market structure shift, a perfect, valid, the best market structure shift. This high has taken all the liquidity, trade the higher time frame, then gave me the market structure shift without leaving any liquidity over there. So this high is valid until market doesn't take that high. The fair value gap is valid. I knew that I got stripped out because of my tight stop loss. So I'm good to go for re-entry. But when I pushed the re-entry, when I pushed my re-entry, it's not for you to take the entry or re-entry. It's for learning. Slowly you will build the confidence. I want to see a big run through this gap, big run, like boom, something like that, something like this. I want to see this here. Anybody can tell me when exactly I will go for that sell? I mean, the 50% is you already got that this high is not taken, so I went for the sell. But exactly when I will push my button? Exactly, Murad. Exactly, brother. Below the entry fair value gap, not the last fair value gap. Either way, we have just one fair value gap here. But even if I had two fair value gap, so the first one is the entry gap, second one is the last gap, not below the last gap. Remember, below the entry gap. It's extremely important. Below the entry gap. Absolutely. When it became the reclaimed. Absolutely, brother. Not reclaimed, actually, trap. Exactly, not reclaimed. It should be the trap gap, not the inverse way, in a reclaimed way. So re-entry is valid for the trap gap, not the reclaimed gap. Reclaimed gap means market has to take that high. Then I could use that gap, not that gap actually, this gap as my reclaimed gap here. If there is any fair value gap or something like. See this gap, it's called the trap gap. This is the trap gap. It tapped over here. I will go for the buy. If my bias was bullish, I will go for the buy. Where is going to be my stop loss? Just below that trap gap, just below, because market should not come back again to this constant crossman. Just below that trap gap. For sometimes little below, okay, because we can did the damage little below. If my bias is bullish, remember, my bias is not bullish, so don't think I'm looking for this trap gap for my buying. My bias is bearish. I know everything is gonna be broken. But if my bias was bullish, then this is going to be my trap gap. And I'm gonna use this gap, take my entry. Okay? Because it failed to take the liquidity. It failed to take that liquidity. Closed above this gap, it should work as a trap gap, send the price higher. If my bias is bullish. My bias is not bullish, so I am not interested to look for buy. Please don't get confused that he talked about this trap gap, it didn't work. It is not going to work, we know that, right? Because market is actually falling. I need this type of move. See this candle, that type of move through this gap. This look at that, this thing I need here. Not hindsight, it's not hindsight. I told when market was falling here, I told that I need this. When I'll get this, another opportunity to go for the sell. I'm not going for the sell again, by the way. Hey George, how are you, brother? Your vacation is the end already. Good to see you, brother. Look at funny thing. It's very important. Look at this candle close. See, it didn't close below this gap. Just look. It didn't close below this gap. So still the sell is not valid. This speed is telling me that now market is falling for this sell side, this gap. This speed is telling me that all I need a body close below this gap now. I'm fine. I'm back to Spain. Welcome back, brother. Welcome back. বলবো না কাশির চাঁদের দেব বলবো না তুমি রাজকন্যা শুধু জিজ্ঞেস করি দেবে কি পারি ওকে যত ঝাঁকুনা if people don't know what they are looking for, they will start to think about the buy around this area. I mean, at my beginning, I was thinking like that way. And now I'm wrong. I should look for the buy. It's too fun, man, to see them when they talk. Don't know. I say precision, T2 precision, T2 precision. What's that, man? I was needed this type of move. I got that. Market didn't close below this gap. This is a very small information that is missing for from our trading. Market didn't close below this presented gap. Should I go for the sell? 100% no. I should wait. Everything was perfect, but market didn't close that gap. It's clearly telling you, don't force me right now. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Let me wait first. Then I will go for that. If any of you are looking for the buy, please go for that. Again, maybe there is a buying opportunity from this gap. You'll take the buy from there until certain level. Please go for it. I'm waiting for this gap is broken. If this gap is broken here, I'll look for another selling opportunity. You are with me? Thank you, brother. Let's go, brother. This is in seek and destroy mode, so make sure that you are not in rush. And if you already got a win, stop. Look at this E-mini S&P. See this E-mini S&P, this low and that low. They are the same low. E-mini S&P is here. Nasdaq is there. This is called not correlated market. It's not correlated right now. It's working in a different way. Very dangerous area to trade. Very, very, very dangerous area to trade. Congratulations, brother, for your 2K. I mean, sorry, 1K. For dollar index, I just need the direction. And for the direction, I need the higher time frame. That's why I don't go below the hourly chart. For me, hourly chart is more than enough. So I don't like to go below the hourly chart. I love to stay at least to the hourly chart to find out session direction. Buy is clear. I just believe an account. How is that even possible, Francisco? Brother, if you take the buy, let me know. Where did you take the buy? What is your stop loss? What is your target profit? Let me know. We are going to write down boom altogether. I'm not interested to take the buy. So let this go. Not your fault. I'm not going to get, even if any of you tell me that this is your fault, I'm not going to agree with that. But short, if you'd love to take a short, until now I didn't find any short. After that, until now I didn't see any short. So I really don't know where did you take that short. Even if you take a short, how can, I mean, how to blow the account? Difficult. But this is seek and destroy mode. You have to be very careful in this area. Very, very, very careful. This is the 15-minute chart. What do you see in this 15-minute chart? Is there anything that can tell me that I should go for buy, I should go for sell? Nothing. So this 15-minute chart is extremely difficult to find out what is going to happen over there. Which way market is actually reaching for. So make sure that you are not in rush. Look at the reaction of that new opening gap high, new opening gap low, all of this area from here. The reaction is very difficult. Trade here to take the buy. I will change my bias if and only if market close above this new opening gap from 15-minute chart. Then I will start to think about the buy. Until then, I will keep looking for sell only. Okay, Samath, thank you, brother. But just let me know where did you take the buy and what is stop loss, what is your target profit. Okay. In fair value gap 15 minute chart, I don't see any any perfect fair value gap from 15 minute chart. If you are talking about this bullish fair value gap over here, this is in my opinion not a perfect bullish fair value gap, as market closed below the constant crosswind. If it worked with the upper portion of this bullish fair value gap, I could say that maybe market is now going higher. I could say like that way. As it didn't do that, I'm not interested to use this bullish gap, which is also going to use as a sign. Market left the sign that I'm coming back again. So I would love to think like that way. I will change my bias if and only if body close above this new week opening gap high here. Then and only then from 15 minute chart, I will start to look for buy maybe. Though I don't want to see that. Someone just let me know where is your entry, where is your stop loss, where is your target profit. Just don't. I mean, we want to write on boom altogether. That's all, brother. Tell me the price, please. Entry is at maybe 196. Stop loss is 190. Target profit is 240, something like that. By one message, just let me know all of them. Where did you take the buy and stop loss and target profit? Just let me know that. Okay, 56% people are bearish, 32% people bullish, 12% people is consolidation. I'm with this 12% people actually. So the rest of the people, that means the 12% people, now it is 11% actually. So see, brother, our portion is the lowest one. So let's see. I'm with you guys. Consolidation. But let's see, guys. I just trade org, which will fill the 50% of gap 70% of time. I just use the first presented variable gap as my entry model. It is good. Please leave your comment. Okay. Samat, please don't give me the direction or don't tell me what I need to do. Just I told you where did you take the buy, where is your stop loss, where is your target. Just let us know that. But what I need to do, I know that because I'm doing the live here. Okay, so please don't tell me to do something. Whatever you are saying, I have already done it even before starting this session. Even before starting this session, I have already talked about everything. What is going to happen? This is going to happen. We know that beforehand that it's gonna be like this type of price action. Not even by today. We knew it by yesterday's PM session that this is going to happen by today. exactly this thing is going to happen by today. So don't tell me where I should go. Just tell me if you take the entry. Then I will just mark it. Okay, brother? Sharo, the current market is trading the new week opening gap. When you have this new week opening gap or the new day opening gap, you need nothing, nothing else. Just new week opening gap, new day opening gap, it is inside them. You need nothing else at all. Everything you have already. Okay. So new week opening gap, new day opening gap. They are the extreme PDRA. They are the direction maker. Until market is below this new week opening gap high from 15-minute chart, I'm bearish. I will look for sell only. Market is above this 15-minute, above that, I will start to look for buy. Think, I will start to think about buy. It doesn't mean I'll go for the buy. I will start to think about the buy. So they're the direction maker. So when you are inside this area, you don't need anything else. I believe that my viewers, you guys are not surprised by this type of price action. We talked about this yesterday, right? That it's gonna be the consolidation. I clearly talked about this yesterday. It's gonna be the consolidation by today's price action because market has to spend the time here until the NFP. So that's why market is just spending the time. It is coming lower, it is going higher, lower, higher, lower, higher. Remember what did I say here? It will fall, take the liquidity. It went higher, take that liquidity. It will fall again to take the liquidity. Second destroy mode consolidation. It is something like that. It's not something like it went higher, so it will keep going higher, keep going higher. No, it went higher, so it will fall again. It's a range bound market. Obviously, it can be like bullish, extremely bullish, 100% it can be, but you should not think like that way until it is happen. You're most welcome. OG Trades. Thank you so much, brother. I'm good with my direction. I don't want to learn new things about the direction, brother. So that's why I wasn't interested about that. I'm so sorry. I mean, there is nothing wrong with the knowledge. 100% agree with that. I really appreciate to learn new things, but which one I'm so much confident that is the direction. I don't want to do that because I know that you'll be wrong. Okay, sorry to say that, but yeah, I hope that you'll be right, but I know that you will be wrong. So I don't want to learn something that I am better. I feel like I'm better. I'm not saying anything to hurt you or to make you small or something like that. I'm much more confident about myself, about the direction. So that's why I'm saying like that way. At the end of the day, you will be wrong. I will be right. But I believe that I hope that you will be right. But I'm confident about my direction. That's why I don't want to learn new things about the direction. Don't worry, Samad. I guess you are new with me, brother. Just take, I mean, come some days, some more days, you'll understand why I'm saying like that. Okay. Like just 1 week. Give me 1 week. You'll understand why I'm talking about the direction like that way. No hate again. No hate. and no pride, nothing. This is just an confidence. I'm confident about my direction. And the way I do that direction, I'm confident about that. Even if you are bullish, for example, market will go higher. Maybe my direction was also buy. Okay, I was thinking that market will go higher. I have this buy side liquidity, maybe market will go for that buy side liquidity. Even if I was bullish, I'm not able to take the buy around in this area. Now, as I told you, you are new here maybe, so you actually don't know why I'm not interested to take buy. There's a lot of reason I have already explained at the beginning, and I keep showing this to everyone. So you will get that point if you keep coming, brother. For like, just give me 1 week, you'll understand about my bias. Most of the time, you will see that exactly where I outline the market go over there. Exact point. Not exactly like 21 to 68.50. Not exactly like that way, but around that area. 5 handle, 10 handle, you know, it can happen like 5 to 10 handle here and there. But the area will be the same. I'm going to remove this new to opening gap because a lot of line you get confused. I'm gonna keep this 15 minutes here only. Now look at this new week opening gap. Okay, this is the new week opening gap: high, low, consequent crossment. See, it didn't break that high. Consequent crossment is not broken. Low is not broken. How strong this gap is. So I'm not interested to take the buy, even if my bias was bullish. For example, Samad, I'm also looking for buy. Okay, my direction is also bullish. I'm not able to take the buy here. I have to wait one 15-minute candle close above this new week opening gap. Then I will start to look for buy. Until then, I will not interested to take the buy. I will look for only sell if there is any possibilities to market fall. Around this area here, I have no sell. I had no sell side liquidity. Now I had the sell side liquidity as well. This low and that low, they are the relatively equal lows, which is called the obvious liquidity until this area. Now I have the sell side liquidity. New target. Until now, I didn't have the sell side liquidity. Now I have the sell side liquidity as well. So I'm pretty much confident about the selling instead of buying as I have the resistance here. So what I will do, I'll wait for a selling opportunity. If market provide me that, I'll go for that sell. If it doesn't provide me that, I'm not going to take the sell. If market close above this new week opening gap, I will start thinking about buy. Not going to take the buy. Thinking about the buy. Though I don't want to see that as from me, as you are actually forcing me to look for buy. That one day I was wrong. In that day also I was looking for buy, but it actually fall. I was wrong for my direction until this area. Then I find out my sell and buy. All of them I got everything over there. Every single day I was bullish until this all-time high. When I saw in the YouTube most of the famous people they are talking about selling now. I keep talking about the buying. Keep talking about the buying because that didn't finish its job. I know that market is going to take that line. But as this is the NFP week, I want to see market will stay below this new week opening gap until the NFP, and then it will go for that all-time high after or around the NFP. I want to see this, or maybe around the FOMC in Wednesday. So until that area, I don't want to see any bullishness in the market. Yesterday, clearly I told that I want to see market doesn't going to close above this new week opening gap. It will work here. In hourly chart, I wanted to see market will work with this fair value gap. See this fair value gap? Clearly I talked about this fair value gap where market actually tapped to this hourly gap here. It tapped to this hourly gap, reaction sent the price little higher. It will fall again. It will keep doing this. Most specifically, if I go to 15-minute chart, I want to see price will come here to this 15-minute bullish parallel gap even before going higher. I don't want to see market will keep going higher before tapping to this 15-minute bullish parallel gap. Is that random? 100% not. There is the entry parallel gap from 15-minute chart. This is the entry parallel gap. Price tapped to this entry parallel gap, gave me the reaction. It can simply go through this every area, and go and take that all-time high. It can simply can do that. I don't want to see that by today. If it is tomorrow, yeah, maybe it is possible. The day after tomorrow, maybe that is possible. Friday, 100% that is possible. But today, I don't want to see. I don't want to see this new week opening gap will be broken. I want to see market will stay here, below here. And how it is gonna stay? Like it will keep falling, keep falling, keep falling. No, it will do this consolidation. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, something like that. Whole day. It will keep doing that. But this new week opening gap is actually from here. It's Friday, 8 November 2024. I mean, that is the new week opening gap from that area. This is the Sunday open. This is the Friday close. Okay. Sunday open, Friday close. This is the new week opening gap. And this is the last fair value gap from the hourly chart, which is here. Yesterday, I guess you are not here. Yesterday we outlined this clearly. I keep saying, please watch it. It's not hindsight. I was talking here when I started to talk. I told that it's gonna be something like that. Until that gap low, I will be bullish. Until that gap low. Now, as you can see, I was pretty much wrong because market went little higher of that low, little higher of that low. But for me, the bullish entry opportunity is done over there. When market tap to this new opening gap low, any kind of entry opportunity is done. Market reached until this area, then all of this price action. You are seeing this, you can feel like market is going higher. I feel like market will fall again. Because there is a time. First time, then price. If time is not aligned with the price, I'm not interested to trade. Samad, that's why I'm asking you, brother. Why did you take the buy? What is your stop loss? Let me know. Then we can see what is the benefit to wait for that and what is not benefited for that. Okay, so if you take the buy, let me know. It's not about like you have to be right or You can't take that loss. 100%. I took the loss right here. I took the sell. I got stopped out here around this area. I got stopped out there. Then I took re-entry. Stop loss was exactly over there. So everybody can stop out. I get stopped out because my stop loss is too tight. But I know what I'm doing. So if you take entry, let me know. Okay, crypto, are you talking about buy or sell? First, let me know. Are you talking about buy or sell? Then I'll see. And there is nothing called late. So you are never late. This is like the sky. Sky is no limit. This price has no limit. So there is nothing called late. Unicorn model, brother. What did you mean? I mean, are you looking for sell or buy? Sell. Okay, for selling, there is I don't see anything over here. Until now, I didn't find out anything that can tell me that I can go for a sell. Nothing at all, brother. This is just making a bull flag. Okay, 4 hour I don't use, brother. I don't use. After 5 minutes, I'm not interested to trade anymore. So from 11:30 to 12:50, I don't trade. That is the lunch hour, and I don't leave the price action around the lunch hour. So I will wait for the PM session. My last opportunity to push the button is 11:29. After 11:29, no entry I'm interested at all. OG trades, you have to stop, brother. You have to stop, man. I mean, certain win, even if you are a gambler, you have to know when you should stop. Because if you don't know where you should stop, at the end of the day, you will see that you are in a big loss. So always know when you should stop. Had some drama at home, so I'm late. No worries, lender. I'm gonna close the session around 11:30 because after 11:30, I don't want to trade. So far, I got one selling opportunity, and until now, no selling, no buying. Except on selling, there is no buying, no selling. Oh, okay, okay, it can happen, Samad. 100%. It doesn't mean that our opportunity, I mean, our trading style will be same. 100% it can be different. The way you trade, maybe I don't trade that way. It's different way. ICT has 72 model, so we can work in a different model. Yes, showed more bearishness. Let me check. Hmm, perfect. Okay, guys, thank you so much. And as you can see, this candle has closed above this new week opening gap. Maybe there will be a possibility now to go for this buy side liquidity. I'm not interested to trade after 11:30 anymore. 11:30 is the last time for me to trade. Until 12:50, I'm not interested to touch this market. So far it came here, left that liquidity open there, this liquidity and that liquidity opened there. This is that last fair value gap from hourly chart as well. No sell is valid until market close below this new week opening gap. Again, there is no sell is valid. If it keep going higher, I should look for the buy only. But after taking this buy side liquidity, no buy is valid for me until this gap is not broken. I believe that market will fall again and it will close below this new week opening gap and then it will work lower here again. That is my intention, and I would love to see market will fall. Not interested to see keep going higher. If this buy side liquidity is taken from 15-minute chart, which is actually this buy side liquidity, that high and that high, they are the relatively equal highs. If this buy side liquidity is taken and then market doesn't close above this fair value gap, I'm not interested to trade, go for the buy. Again, I'm not interested to look for buy at all because of the NFP. I want I want to see market will keep working with the lower portion. So it will work with this area. No buy is valid for me by today. Even if I would love to go for a buy, I have an opportunity to look for a buy from there to until this buy side liquidity. Just this one. Though I don't want to go for that. So I'll let that go. I'll look for sell only. If body close below this new week opening gap again, I'll start to look for sell again. Until then, I have no way to trade and I'm not interested to trade in this market anymore. No sell is valid from there. No more sell is valid. Remember that. Okay. So that was all. And yeah, around the PM session, if I have the time, I'll come to the Discord live. Okay, and we'll talk about this price action a little bit if there is something good. Otherwise, we'll go. But overall, I'm not bullish. As you can see, this market is bearish. This market is bullish. Both of them are opposite. So in this type of situation, go to ICT's tweet and you will see what he told. Always make sure that your stop loss is too tight. But yeah, again, I'm bearish, not bullish. So I'm only interested to look for sell. So until the next time, cheers, guys. Anybody has any question? If you have any question, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna close the session for today. No sell is valid from there. Remember. My Discord, please come here now so that we can watch recording. Okay, Sachin, maybe I won't be here. So either way, we'll see. Okay, we'll see, brother. We'll see. Thank you guys. I don't think so that you have any question. And before leaving the stream, don't forget to leave a like. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. For the next time. Cheers, guys.